I brought... Oh, squirrel! Oh, I made him drop his bread. Poor guy, go get your bread, son. So the other day I got out of work. I brought all of my stuff with me and thought, you know what, I'll go for a ride after work. Brought a couple of batteries because I didn't know how long I was going to ride. Rode for maybe 40 minutes. You know, usually a battery does that, no problem. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to head home. It might take me another half hour, so I'll probably run out of battery. So I stopped to change the battery on my GoPro, and I noticed that it was dead. And I was like, oh, great. Who knows when it died, because I'd just been talking for 45 minutes, and you know, there's really, without that remote, there's really no way to tell. A little remote that blinks. So I got home, dropped the video, and checked. It literally lasted for 60 seconds. So I wasted 45 minutes talking about absolutely nothing. Got nothing. I did have all the audio though, because my audio pack is reliable. Alright, now what's this license plate? Is it Theo Leo, or is it the Oleo? I don't know if that's a thing anymore. Is Oleo, is that a brand anymore? Seems like losing footage is a recurring thing. I'm sure once you get to a good point, you just dial it in, but sometimes, I mean, either your camera angle's off, or your audio's crap, or your battery dies, or something. You know, that's all it takes for something to be messed up. You know, like for me, my GoPro hangs off the front of my helmet upside down, and I have it set on auto, so, you know, if I do a firmware upgrade or something, and I have to flip it in editing, then that's no big deal at all. But so I know that on some cameras, like the Drift, you have to select your microphone sensitivity. I don't have to worry about that. But what I do have to worry about is the sensitivity on my own mic pack. What I've done before is I've gotten through a ride where I didn't even connect up my mic, or I'm sure you've seen me in a couple of videos stop and connect it, or connect it on the fly. You know, I've got a wire that goes from my backpack up to my helmet, and I've got it clipped on like kind of super ghetto. I'm sure if enough time goes by, I'll do a video on that and what I actually use to record and how I've done it. It's, you know, I thought I'm going to revolutionize the motovlogging industry and use high quality sound recording, you know, condenser mic with phantom power, and I don't know if I can tell the difference or not. I know it sounds great when I do a voiceover in my tinkering videos, but I don't know if it's helping much during the riding. But what I have to do for that is you have to select a certain input. You got to make sure there's batteries in the device that are charged. You got to make sure there's a battery in the phantom power thing. Look how huge these lanes are. You could fit like 3, maybe 4 bikes across in that. 3 comfortably. You could fit a small car through that. It's the only time I can actually check to see if my camera's still on. These Aero Baron mirrors are so low. So low. And then on top of everything else, I have to set the sensitivity so that I knock out wind noise and engine noise, but still pick up a decent amount of audio. So the sensitivity on this thing, it goes from 0 to 100. I have it set on 2. Big move, minivan. Went through a series of trials, started at 80%, that was too loud. Went down to 50, that was pretty loud. Went down to 40, that was pretty loud. I would notice that I got to a certain point where it was fine until I got on the highway. You know, once I got over 50, 55 mile an hour, I would notice a lot of wind noise. So I kept stepping it down, and for a long time I was at 5% on this microphone. Big old house. It's your big old house. You know, I was down to 5% on this microphone, and everything was still good, but I was still getting that wind noise when I was, you know, at a higher rate of speed. So now I'm dumbing it down to 2%. Here's another tip, a little method to my madness. If I'm the last one here, since we can't filter, sometimes I might just get kind of right next to the car in front of me, or at least stagger a little bit, so that if I see a dude coming up fast, I'm either mostly out of the way, or I could quickly get out of the way. But every once in a while on this audio pack, every time I record, I have to set the channel, and I have to set the sensitivity, and I have to tell it that I'm using an external mic. You know, there's all this stuff, and I've screwed up just about everything. So at one time or another, for every one of those reasons, I lost, you know, half hour, 45 minutes, an hour of footage here and there. So hopefully I minimize that. And it's funny, I've got so many videos ready to go, but I want to stretch them out over the winter time, because I know, at least for me, it sucks not seeing my favorite people ride. Not to say that I'm anybody's favorite, but come winter time, when I try and watch my favorite motovloggers, their snow happens. I know around here snow is big time happening, but I'm going to have this Nashville trip, and then I'm going to have the Louisiana trip, and hopefully I'm going to get as much as I can out of that. So having so many videos in line to be released, you know, there might be a decent amount of time, you know, a couple of months maybe now, before I edit a video and figure out that there's something messed up and it's throwaway. Who's supposed to be going? Why aren't we going? What's happening? Totally spooked that squirrel way back there. Reminiscing. Let's reminisce about that squirrel. And I realized at that point how good 1299 sound from a pedestrian's point of view. You can't tell exactly what it sounds from on top of it, because the pipes kind of go out and away, and how different it is from somebody that's actually on the bike. And it made me super sad, because I realized that I'm missing out on an aspect of a bike that I actually own.